Good morning to this week's Wealthy. Good morning. Welcome to this week's Wealthy Wednesday. Jeanine Hurt here on my private Facebook profile. And I couldn't be more excited about what's happening right now. If you're here for the first time, catching me live, say hi. If you're watching the replay later, leave a unicorn emoji. Guys, every year, like October, November, beginning of December, they are always the most insane months of the year. And I feel it's like harvest season of the year. Like everything you've been seeding this whole year is like coming into reality. So many beautiful things are happening. And I don't know if you know this feeling, but I'm hosting a spontaneous VIP day on Saturday in Berlin. So if you're in Germany, if you're in Berlin, you have to come. We still have 2 spots. And I just finalized the agenda and like the final bookings for this day, for Saturday. And I'm just so excited. Really, I wish I could walk around and just tell everyone what's happening. Not just my community, not just the clients, but like literally walk around Berlin and like tell everyone, I'm like, guys, this is what's happening. It's a rich bitch event of the year. It's a party of the year in Berlin, and you all have to come, visit, say hi, and have a party with us. So really, like, my heartbeat is beating like crazy. It's really beating like crazy because I'm so excited for this Saturday, and I want to take you a little bit behind the scenes how this happened, because I think even in case you decide not to join, which I think you will regret, you truly will regret, it's gonna be just a day for the books with all the things we're doing. And I can promise you, even if you've been living in Berlin, the things we're gonna do you haven't done. I'm 100% sure. I always want to say I'm going to refund you the ticket if any of the things we're going to do you've ever done. I'm 100% sure you haven't even heard about it. So, last Saturday, so 4 days ago, yeah, this Saturday was, I woke up, I'm like, oh man, I wish I would be able to see more people from my community. Since I haven't been in Germany for 2.5 years now, I'm like, man, this would be so cool. And I was all lit up about it and like super excited. I'm like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And then my head started, and my head said, yeah, but it's only like 6 days, and people probably having plans and giving me 1,000 reasons why this is like too short of a notice, why it's not a good timing, yada yada yada. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do this now, and if someone joins, and if not, I'm just gonna having a big party by myself for everything crazy I've created this year, just to celebrate myself, my business, my soul. I'm just gonna have a blast. And of course, whenever you have those wild thoughts, wild negative thoughts, of course someone books, and of course people are coming. So I decided, very spontaneous, to host a party this Saturday, a rich bitch party. And I'm just inviting you. I'm inviting you to come, put your favorite dress on, and chill. Have an amazing time. It's not, one could assume if I say, let's chill, we're hanging out at the spa. I can tell you we will not hang out at the spa this Saturday. We're gonna do something wild, insane, things you haven't done, things which are fun. But still, I named it champagne and quantum leaps. So in order to actually have a quantum leap, if you haven't had a quantum leap consciously, you have to do things which you normally don't do. Also things for quantum leap which are really out of your comfort zone. And this is what we are doing this Saturday. And of course we're gonna have some champagne, because why not? Why not? Bubbles, I feel bubbles are always an excellent idea. And bubbles and quantum leap is an even better idea. And coming together and just be some genuine, honest, true rich bitches in Berlin, I think is a fabulous idea to do. So if you haven't signed up, sign up. Just send me a DM for the link. Like I said, we have 2 spots left and then we are complete for the day. And I received a lot of requests on Instagram actually, hey, is there going to be another event somewhere in the States? And someone requested for Lisbon and Paris. Lisbon and Paris. I don't know. If you're new to my world, I'm super spontaneous and intuitive, especially with live events. So if I feel like, hey, let's do it, I will do it. But I can't say yes and I can't say no. So things will pop up. I will for sure reach out to you, and 100% if you know me, I will talk about it. So I thought for today's Wealthy Wednesday, let's talk a little bit about quantum leaps, because I feel it's so hyped. It's like, oh my gosh, let me quantum leap to my million. Let me quantum leap to my million. Like, let me get my million super fast. And if you say it like this, you think like, oh my gosh, of course, I want my million super, super fast right now. And this is wonderful. And I just would like to bring some consciousness to the fact that whenever we ask for a quantum leap, this requires from us immediate action in our truest identity. What does it mean? So let's say you are who you are today and you do what you're doing today. And now you say, oh, by the end of the year, this would be a really wild quantum leap if I'm making a million. So the moment you would ask yourself now, okay, from the end result, I made a million this year. How would I live? What would I do? How would I think? How would I talk? And the quantum leap happens the moment you bring all components together. Let's just, for this example, assume you would say, okay, if I have a million by the end of the year, I would only live in 5-star hotels or travel in 5-star hotels, not even a room, but a suite. I only would fly first class or private jet, let's say first class. Every weekend I would eat at a Michelin star restaurant. I would only be wearing designer clothes. I'm just making this up, but just for God's sake. So the quantum leap would happen if all of those 4 things, if you would be willing to do all of them this weekend. You're traveling first class, no matter where you're coming from, on the train, on the plane, or the private jet. You're attending the event and you are living in a suite. And you're getting yourself a new beautiful dress, which is a designer dress, which probably is gonna cost about 5,000 euros. And all 3 things you do together. And all of a sudden you see how you're in a new frequency, and the longer you can hold this new frequency, this is your quantum leap. So whenever we ask for quantum leaps, they are possible, but what happens energetically, most people are not able to hold them. Because the action part on your side requires a lot. And then most people say, oh, I'm out. It was fun. And yes, I want to have the money, but I'm not really willing to change. I'm not willing to change that much, like a little bit. And this is really the part, if I'm looking back and people always ask me this question, how was it possible that you've made so many millions so fast early from the beginning. Many things, and one thing for sure, permanent quantum leaps. Like what I told you, I did. Never flew business class, never stayed at a 5-star hotel, which I paid for by myself, never bought designer clothes. Did all of them together one weekend. And invested that weekend in my first 6-figure coaching. So, and I've done this a couple of times, especially in the first years. And this resulted in extreme quantum leaps. And I love personally quantum leaps because it really separates from the people that truly desire the results, in this case the money, compared to the people that just do the talking and no action. Because you cannot talk about a quantum leap. You just can't. A quantum leap only happens when we're acting. A quantum leap only happens when we're acting differently. So, are you willing to pay the price that millions, multi-millions are costing? And this is, I see this so often, people saying, oh, really, I want more money, I want more money. And then we're talking about the changes which are required to do. And then a lot of people say, ooh, I'm scared. Ooh, this is a lot. Ooh, this is really out of my comfort zone. I mean, this is not just out of my comfort zone. This is like really out of my comfort zone. And it's okay, because every one of us is on their own very unique individual timeline. So there's no, first of all, no right or wrong. There's no fast or slow. And there's just, does this feel aligned to me right now? Like, am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to pay the price? Is the money truly something I desire? And sometimes, this is actually the hardest part, like, was for me the hardest, and it's still, like, when I started, and when you have no money, you start with your business, like, you have a very strong desire to make those first 5K, 10K a month, because with this money you're gonna pay your rent. 1 second. Yes?
Me water?
I don't need anything.
Okay.
Thank you. The minibar. So, coming back, where was I? Can someone tell me where I was? So, let me just tune in quickly. Oh. So, when we're starting with our own business, there's a really strong desire to make those 5K, 10K months. You know, because you really need the money in order to survive, to live, to pay for your daily lifestyle, huh? However, but then you're already thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm making 5K, 10K, I actually have a pretty decent life. It's nice. It's cool. I'm comfortable here. So the motivation you're gonna need for 30K months, 50K months, 100K month, multiple, a 6-figure month is gonna be different. Because to reach those rooms, who needs so much money? If we're just looking from that perspective, no one needs so much money. And of course, in the beginning, you start upgrading your lifestyle, so it's easy to spend like 10K for shopping, 50K, 100K. And the issue is, however, at one point, the money itself doesn't motivate you anymore. We need something else. We need a true desire. We need a true desire why we desire the money. We need an honest, true desire from your soul, what you're gonna do with this money you're generating, and what's like alignment. It's like we need the money and we need the soul alignment. And this sometimes, especially when you haven't done this work, can be very uncomfortable. And I had yesterday a really, really great conversation with a friend here in Berlin, and we've been knowing each other since we've been 20, 15 years by now. And the conversations we're having are always very spiritual and very deep. And there comes a point in our life, if we are not doing this work, like, in a way, I would say it's a vibe, the energy of being completely naked in front of a mirror, and do you really like and love what you are seeing? Can you even look at yourself? And for most people, the answer is no, unfortunately, till now. However, the more you know about yourself, who you are, why you're here, how you can help, what your mission is, everything will change. And very often we think someone else from the outside will give us a deeper meaning. Someone outside will tell us that we are special and this is our mission. And it's not going to work like this. It's not going to work like this, I can tell you. Because you got to be the person that looks into the mirror that says, okay, wow, I see myself, I love myself, I know I'm valuable, and I see what my gift is and how I can contribute. And I can tell you there is, maybe next week or the week after, I haven't finished the schedule, but I'm doing a new training series, is really to find out who you are and why you're here. And I'm going with you through all the tools I've used to find this out about myself and what does this mean in a business context. So if you already feel like, hey, this is something sounds really cool, I really desire on a deeper level, who am I? Why am I here? How can I serve? And once we know this, it's so easy with those gifts to make money as much as possible. And this is even so cool. Yesterday we were talking about it. My friend, he's employed. And sometimes we think, oh, what Jeanine teaches is just for people if you have your own business. And all the business tools I'm teaching you, it is only for business owners. But those programs, finding like your soul alignment and how to make money with it, you super easy can use in an employee context. We were talking about it. So with everything I told him yesterday, I'm like, okay, this is what I would do. This is how I would approach my boss. This is what I would talk about. And then I would say, okay, this is a raise I desire. And what happens in those moments when we are coming from our most authentic version, someone else sees that, someone else feels that. It hits someone in their heart as I'm like, oh, this is true, this is authentic, let's do it. But it doesn't work if I'm saying, it's a silly example, huh? But for instance, if I would say I'm the best painter in the world and I know I'm not, and I don't even enjoy painting, and now I'm going to my boss and I'm saying, okay, give me a raise, I'm the best painter in this company, and someone else feels the misalignment, the mismatch between what we really feel and what we are saying. So a lot of employees are just going to their bosses and saying like, I want to raise, I want to raise, I want to raise, but without even knowing why they desire a raise and what's in it for the company. So just to think about this, a little side nugget here. And yeah, to sum up, today's Wealthy Wednesday. Most important part, we still have 2 spots for Saturday. So if you're in Germany and you have time, you have to come. There's no way around. You have to come because what we're going to do is so insane. Just remember, you got to send me a quick DM so I can send you the link, or look on my Facebook profile. I think scroll down to yesterday and there's a link. The other thing is, quantum leaps are real. Quantum leaps can happen. We desire a new energetic level for this. Quantum leaps have a price. Are you willing to pay the price? Not just financially. It's a whole new change in your attitude. And the other thing we talked about, the price you pay to receive millions, multi-millions, especially if you're working in the online business coaching world, is, are you willing to show yourself, and are you willing to show the world who you truly are? You say the things you feel. Your content is like this. The business is an expression of your creativity, of your soul. Or is there still a lot of this vibe of I compare myself and I see, oh, what's trending, how are other people doing this and that, or not? And this is what I want you to contemplate on for this week. And I love you. And for sure, follow the beginning of next week on my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm probably gonna drop some nuggets from this weekend. And I can't wait to see you here again. Otherwise, next Wednesday. And I will always announce a time a little bit before, I think on Monday, when I know in which time zone I am and what's happening. And I love you. And remember, if you're watching the replay, leave a unicorn. I love you. I see you next Wednesday.